Alrighty, hello and good morning. Good morning. Let the audio catch up to the video. This is going to be video 742. It is almost the end of March. It's March 27th, 2021. And this probably be like a very short 1 minute, maybe 2 minute video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about um, what it's been like to be back on estrogen. This will be, I gave myself my third injection yesterday. So I have been on estrogen for a full 2 weeks now, back on estrogen, I guess I should say. Um, Del, Del estrogen. This is the original box from like many moons ago. I reused the box, and is a handy thing. You want to do this trick. If you forget where you inject it, I put it in my legs. So I have a left and a right. And so now I know that my next injection will be in my left leg because I left the left flap out. And, after that, next time I'll leave the right flap out. You know, that way I can remember which leg to put it in. I know some people like to put it in their glutes, different things. I don't like that lack of control. I'm a control freak when it comes to needles in my body. So, anyway, but no, how am I doing? Um, well, I'm doing pretty good to answer that question. But as far as the estrogen, have I noticed any changes? When you do estrogen the first time, you're really starting with a blank slate. Because you got the old blueprints, and so you really, after a prolonged period of time, some 7 months, you've got changes. Visible changes. Not to us, of course, because we see ourselves every day, but other people are going to start to see changes, and by 9 months, they're going to really see some changes, and who knows, we might see some changes. But what I have been concerned about has really been kind of some personality things, or what I kind of think of as being some permissions. I know for myself, as I had said before in previous videos, my pre-transition self had a lot of protective barriers put up, where my emotions could not get out. And this last week, I sort of began to notice the crumbling of those walls being dismantled again. Being off of estrogen for over a year, they kind of went back up. My body, I think, kind of went back to the original set of blueprints because it didn't have anything saying, hey, use these blueprints. So my hope is that as we go forward, the longer and longer and the more that it builds up in our systems, more that it builds up in my system, and my body, again says, okay, let's use these other blueprints. I'm hoping that, those neural networks that got created, we're slowly opening those valves and opening those valves and letting the brain power go through those channels, and then we're closing off the old, networks, and so, whatnot. The male brain will kind of be, um, go back into storage, go back into being mothballed, because it'll always be there. It'll always be there. Our bodies, I don't think they totally eradicate what was there before. A lot of times it's just a lot of recycling, you know. But I can definitely tell you, you know, as a as an RC pilot, uh, some servos get reversed, some servo throws get reversed, and you know, a lot of things get modified ever so slightly. Although I have said in the past that transition is all up here, it is, but I definitely think you get some help, a little bit of a hand up with some access to some chemicals, hormone replacement therapy, blah, blah, blah. So I do think that those changes are coming, and my daughter this morning, had said to me something, Karen, blah 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 blah. And I leaned into it. I let it happen and leaned into it. Which again, I'm full of shit in my head, but it's my reality. It's how I choose to live. So we'll see how it goes, and no adverse effects. I'm still taking all my blood thinning medicine. My blood is so thin. Uh, I When I injected myself yesterday, uh, the first I went into a bad part of my leg, and man, just the blood was coming out of it, and because it's so watery and doesn't congeal, I'm just kind of looking at this going, oh my gosh. I went to another place, whatever. But yeah, if I don't put a band-aid on something, it's not going to stop. It just that's how watery my blood is. So anyway, that's kind of the update. Like I said, the other day, my I got hit with some bad emotions, not bad emotions, some unpleasant emotions, some negative emotions. And previously, my those walls were up, and pew, bounce off the wall, and nothing would happen. But it started to kind of get in and affect the inner me. And that's definitely something that I would say to someone is if they want to talk to the inner me, they'll say Karen. If they want to talk to the whole package here, they're going to talk to Robin. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. And I had kind of a flashback too. It's kind of a funny story. Oh man, sorry, I got pain in my left side here. I broke, man. I broke my toy. Broke my toy. Um, Turned on the vibrator last night. It wouldn't turn off. I'm just sitting here going, okay, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off. No, it wouldn't turn off. And to threw this one away. Um, I'm not big. I'm not big enough for it. I'm too big. I'm too small. Excuse me. I'm too small. I am too small for the standard sex toy. So I got to figure something else out. It's the way it goes. It's the way it rolls. And we'll see. There's, you just gotta. I did a search last night, and some very creative people out there who put vibrators in very unique shapes. We just have to find the right shape to, you know, the right, the right, the right configuration for what's going on down there. But it was kind of funny last night because it wouldn't turn off. Just laying in bed going, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off. So then I put it and I said, well, I gotta let the battery run out. So then you put it on the table, and the table reverberates and vibrates. And I put it under a pillow. I felt like I was, killing it, suffocating it, because I didn't want my daughter to hear what was going on. It was just kind of funny. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Too many days spent crying. It's time to laugh at it. So anyway, that is going to be my tale. That's my story for today. I'm sorry we did run over the 2-minute guesstimate by about a factor of 5. So I will sign off and wish you the best of luck in your pursuits. And until next time, we'll probably do another update in a couple weeks just to see when I'm able to cry. That is going to be a huge, huge, huge step, because I much prefer. I mean, my old operating system was to just take it in. Not so much I'm rubber, you're glue, but just take it in, and stuff would, stick. It wouldn't hurt me immediately, but just so many things would build up, and then one day I would just lose it. I'd cry, and I'd be upset. And I noticed that before, about 2 years ago, when I was still on the full regimen of estrogen, I could actually deal with the emotions at that time and process it and have that release, that cathartic, you know, I'm working through it, and feel better. And then you feel integrated. And maybe that's kind of, obviously everyone's going to be different. No two of us are the same. There's no one size fits all. But my experience with my emotions was very much denial, and the estrogen, assuming it's not all in my head, bullshit. It really helps me to get in touch with that. Almost sound like a therapist. So anyway, on that note, best of luck to you. You have a super day, and I hope everything's going well for you. Hang in there.